I've scouted the ruins and I'm certain Karliah is still inside. No, I found her horse. Don't worry, I've taken care of it. She won't be using it to escape. Let's get moving. I want to catch her inside while she's distracted. Take the lead. Just make certain. The last thing I need is you blundering. 25 years ago, I was standing outside these very same ruins. Gallus told me to meet here, but he wouldn't say why. When I arrived, Gallus stepped from the shadows. Before he uttered a sound, an arrow pierced his throat. Before I could even draw my blade, her second arrow found its mark in my chest. Karliah was a master marksman, and her greatest weapon was the element of surprise. I was lucky. She missed my heart by mere inches. I staggered away from the ruins and my vision began to blur. It's then that I realized the bitch had poisoned her arrows. The last thing I saw was Karliah dumping his body into an opening atop the ruins. An unceremonious end for a remarkable man. To this day I've regretted allowing her to escape, even if it meant I had died trying. I owed Gallus that much. The guild was thrown into disarray. Several stepped up and tried to claim Gallus's former position as guildmaster. Sides quickly formed behind these men and the Ratway became a bloodbath. I saw what they did to Gallus. I wanted to use the guild's resources to hunt down Karliah. The others didn't even care he was gone. Fortunately, I persevered and the other groups were either killed or they left Skyrim. The infighting had taken months to subside, which gave her time to go into hiding and carefully cover her tracks. I spent thousands of septum and used every contact at my disposal. But it was as if she had simply vanished. Like I said before, she was the best. She was a stubborn Dunmer. Always had to do everything her way. But she was also the best, bringing in more coin a month than some thieves heist in a year. Gallus trusted her too much and let her get too close. If you want to call it that, yes. Me? I think she was softening him for the kill. Gallus would call her his little nightingale. He was absolutely smitten by her. Greed? Jealousy? Spite? Who can say what drove her to such an iniquitous act? One thing's certain, I intend to find out before she draws her last breath. I have a long-standing arrangement with the Dark Brotherhood. If I need someone in the guild taken care of, we do it ourselves. We both agree it's best to keep these matters in-house. Keep your eyes open, your mouths shut. They say that these ancient Nordic burial mounds are sometimes impenetrable. This one doesn't look too difficult. Quite simple, really. I don't know what the fuss is about these locks. All it takes is a bit of know-how, not a lot of skill. That should do it. You.
must you keep stopping? Matching claw, they're normally impossible to open. I'm certain Karliah already get away with it. Fortunately, these doors have a weakness. Quite simple. Karliah's close, I'm certain. Now let's get moving.
Do you honestly think your arrow will reach me before my blade finds your heart?
Give me a reason to try.
You're a clever girl, Karliah. Buying Golden Glow Estate and funding Haunting Brew Meadery was inspired.
To ensure an enemy's defeat, you must first undermine his allies. It was the first lesson Gallus taught us.
You always were a quick study.
Not quick enough, otherwise Gallus would still be alive.
Gallus had his wealth and he had you. All he had to do was look the other way.
Did you forget the oath we took as Nightingales? Did you expect him to simply ignore your methods?
Enough of this mindless banter. Come, Karliah. It's time for you and Gallus to become reunited.
I'm no fool, Mercer. Crossing blades with you would be a death sentence, but I can promise the next time we meet, it will be your undoing.
How interesting. It appears Gallus's history has repeated itself. Karliah has provided me the means to be rid of you, and this ancient tomb becomes your final resting place. But do you know what intrigues me the most? The fact that this was all possible because of you. Farewell. I'll be certain to give Brynjolf your regards.
Easy. Easy. Don't get up so quickly. How are you feeling? No, I saved your life. My arrow was tipped with a unique paralytic poison. It slowed your heart and kept you from bleeding out. Had I intended to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. My original intention was to use that arrow on Mercer, but I never had a clear shot. I made a split-second decision to get you out of the way, and it prevented your death. Without the antidote I administered, you'd be as still as a statue. I treated your wounds and didn't leave you defenseless. The poison on that arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for a single shot, and yet I used it on you. All I had hoped was to capture Mercer alive. Mercer must be brought before the Guild to answer for what he's done. He needs to pay for Gallus's murder. My purpose in using Snowvale Sanctum to ambush Mercer wasn't simply for irony's sake. Before both of you arrived, I recovered a journal from Gallus's remains. I suspect the information we need is written inside. I wish I knew. The journal is written in some sort of language I've never seen before. Enther. Gallus's friend at the College of Winterhold. Of course. It's the only outsider Gallus trusted with the knowledge of his Nightingale identity. There were 3 of us. Myself, Gallus, and Mercer. We were an anonymous splinter of the Thieves' Guild in Riften. Perhaps I'll tell you more about it later. Right now, you need to head for Winterhold with the journal and get the translation. Here, take these as well. They may prove useful for your journey. Mercer lied to the Guild, branded me a murderer, and slandered my name across his network of contacts. For 25 years I ran, never sleeping in the same place twice and carefully covering my tracks. Mercer doesn't need to die. He needs to feel the cold sting of fate as his life crumbles in front of him and he's hunted by the Guild. I can promise you, if it comes to that, and my back's to the wall, I won't hesitate. He was a scholar, a master thief, and a natural leader. It was Gallus who inducted me into the Nightingales, and honed my skills to a razor-sharp point. I owe everything to him. We were very close. Gallus once said he felt comfortable around me, able to let his guard down. I can't help but think that I'm responsible for what happened to him. I'm afraid not. I promise to join you there as soon as I can. Please, there isn't much time. What?
Only burglars and vampires creep around after dark. So which are you?
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell?
Like some horrible monster was turned inside out and then
The
exploded.
mages don't let us go in the
What did you
college.
do?
They said it's
It was
not
a minor
safe.
miscalculation. I've already corrected it for future experiments.
Yeah,
This-
Karliah.
This is why
Then she's
people
finally
have
found
problems
it.
in college, Nelligar.
Do you have Gallus's
Welcome.
journal?
Let me know if you want anything.
A problem?
Think I got
Let
a
me
clean
see it.
mug around here somewhere.
Oh, this is just like Gallus. A dear friend, but always too clever for his own good.
I understand
He's written
Gloria
all
has
of the
been complaining
text
about our customers.
in the Falmer language.
What of it? It's our inn, and they cause him no harm.
I believe he was suggesting...
No.
causes.
However, I know someone who
Well,
might.
then he's welcome to eat and
The
drink.
court wizard of Markarth, Calselmo, may have the materials you need to get this journal translated. A word of warning. Calselmo is a fierce guardian of his research. Getting the information won't be easy. In the time before man, they were known as the Snow Elves. They lived in the sunlight and had a very prosperous society. Like the Altmer? Yes, I would say their culture quite possibly rivaled our own. The Nords went to war with the Falmer in the First Era, killed them by the thousands to drive them from their snowy homeland. The Falmer retreated underground and forged an uneasy alliance with the dwarves who ended up betraying them. This betrayal made them what they are now, Horrible, blind monstrosities with a burning hatred of any but their own kind. Why shouldn't I? The Falmer have killed more than a fair share of my acquaintances. They're animals. They show absolutely no pity or remorse. If you wish to learn more about them, you're welcome to my tome on the subject. Should be on my table.
I understand Courier's been
He
complaining
was a
about
dear
our
friend of
weapons.
mine,
What of
and
it?
a surprisingly
It's
astute
ours. They cause him no
pupil of
harm.
academia.
I believe he was
I
suggesting
was
their
devastated when he was
presence
killed.
causes him harm.
I suppose that risk
then he's
always
welcome to eat and
coexisted
drink
with
at
his
home,
line of
isn't he?
work. I just never thought his luck would run out. Well, for the thrill, of course. He was quite clear that he felt more in his element climbing through a window rather than hunched over a dusty tome. Yes, quite an amusing anecdote, actually. I caught him trying to break into my laboratory. I was about to show him the error of his ways when he made a curiously astute comment about my research notes. I was astounded, and in turn it led to a conversation. Who would have imagined it would lead to such a strong friendship? Besides the fact that there are only a handful of people in Tamriel that even recognize the language, I'm fairly certain he was planning some sort of a heist that involved a deep understanding of the Falmer language. Sadly, we never had the opportunity to Ironically, I pointed him in the same direction I pointed you, to Markarth and Calselmo. I'm only hoping whatever means he used to learn the language will still be available to you. Calselmo is stubborn as a mule. Be careful when you speak to him.
Unless you're bringing me another... Got any ale or mead?
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. If it's about the Hall of the Dead, no. New to Skyrim? It's where people in the city are buried. Fathers, forefathers, mothers. Arkay, one of the 8 divine. It is his shrine people pray to when they visit the... I can't talk about it. Rest assured, the Jarl hears everyone's concerns. You will be able to visit the dead. Then my answer is the Hall of the Dead is closed. By order of the Jarl, alright? I was going to suggest the Jarl We've discovered that some of the dead have been... We haven't caught anyone or anything yet. It's like it knows when I'm there. If you can get to the bottom of this, the priesthood of Arkay will reward you. Take my key. Be careful. Tread lightly in the hall.
Look, I'm very busy, so this better... What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. I told you, you idiot. I'm sorry, I got too excited. Then you were well informed. I am at this very moment on the cusp of completing my magnum opus on the subject. I'm calling it Calselmo's Guide to the Falmer Tongue. It will revolutionize the way we understand those ancient beings. Preposterous! That research represents years of personal toil in some of the most dangerous... You must be mad to think I'd allow anyone to... What kind of a mentor would I be? Here, this key will provide access to my museum. Feel free to browse. However, I must insist that my laboratory remains strictly off-limits.
Halt! The Dwemer Museum isn't open to anyone without the court wizard's permission. Because Calselmo doesn't want... You have a problem with that? Go talk to him. You'll find him in front of the ruins during the day, just down the tunnel. You're here to see the Jarl. Old Dwarven City. Hail, companion.
Pretty neat.
search the tower. What do you do here? Pedro, what a day.
Someone there?
Watch it there, brother. What is this?
A nail?
Is that what you call it? In the Legion, you wouldn't call it.
Bit of jewelry for your journey home? Oh, this pendant would look lovely on my sister. Please don't.
No more. I yield. I yield.
I die for my
By the divines, the four are here in the city.
We'll handle things from here. Move along. I said move along. That's right. It isn't.
Did you see that, madman? A forsworn think he worked down at the smelter. They promised people to kill off all the Nords that rule over the Reach. Nothing but murderers. And did you just see that woman getting attacked in front of us?
God.
We're closed.
A woman attacked right on the streets. Are you all right? Did you see what happened? The Forsworn? Strange. Well, I hope the Eight give you more peace in the future, for what it's worth. Oh, I think you dropped this. Some kind of note. Looks important.
The finest jewelry in all of Markarth.
No. I was just getting some fresh air. Had one too many pints of mead at the Silver Blood Inn. My note? No, that's yours. Must have fallen out of your pocket.
Did you see that,
Well, next time.
I don't care how many call it.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks.
What's your business here in Winterhold? Stay clear of that college. Nothing but foul deeds behind those walls. Winterhold has lost much of its history. I've heard rumors of the resting place of the Helm of Winterhold. Hansa was in line to be High King of Skyrim, you know. Good. I'll have a sum of gold waiting for your return.
Back, eh? I suppose it would be inappropriate of me to ask how you obtained this, so I simply won't. A rubbing, eh? Odd. I expected notes. I understand. Now, let me take a good look at this. Over here, please. This is intriguing, but highly disturbing. It appears that Gallus had suspicions about Mercer Frey's allegiance to the Guild for months. Gallus had begun to uncover what he calls an unduly lavish lifestyle replete with spending vast amounts of gold on personal pleasures.
Does the journal say where this wealth came from?
Yes, Gallus seems certain that Mercer had been removing funds from the Guild's treasury without anyone's knowledge.
Anything else, Enthir? Anything about the Nightingales?
Yes, here it is. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, although it doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also repeatedly mentions his strong belief that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre.
Shadows preserve us. So it's true.
I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What's Mercer Frey done?
I'm sorry, Enther. I can't say. All that matters is we deliver your translation to the Guild immediately. Farewell, Enther. Words can't express.
It's all right, Karliah. You don't have to say a word. Listen, all I want is the truth to be revealed to the Guild. They respected Karliah, and she deserves better. Do whatever you can, and I'd consider it a personal favor. If you ever manage to gain entry to the college and you find trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becoming a burden, come visit me. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do. If you have further need
We
of
must
me,
hasten
you
to
can
Riften
find me
before
in the
Mercer can do
college.
any more damage to the Guild. You've come this far, so I see no harm in concealing it any longer. The Twilight Sepulchre is the temple to Nocturnal. It's what the Nightingales are sworn to protect with their lives. Everything that represents Nocturnal's influence is contained within the walls of the Sepulchre. Now it seems Mercer's broken his oath with Nocturnal and defiled the very thing he swore to protect. I felt the same way when Gallus first revealed these things to me. I think given time you'll understand what I mean. As a Nightingale, I've been sworn to secrecy regarding the Sepulchre. I know the Guild doesn't do much to foster faith, but I'm going to have to ask that you continue to trust me. I'll make for Riften and scout the situation, see if I can discover what Mercer... In the meantime, I wanted you to have this. If the Guild isn't willing to listen to reason, you might have to.
Was there something else? I'm assuming you're here... Business. However, as promised, I'll still be more than happy to take any stolen merchandise off your hands.
Aster says his pa says the college makes lots of bad things happen. But the mages I've seen look nice.
Just say, Ranmir beg a drink from you yet? He owes this tavern enough coin to burn it down, build it back up, then burn it down again just for laughs. He's had some troubles in his life, but I can't have him drinking. Go right ahead. He just might be sober enough to listen to you. Until next time.
Who are you to say what I should do? I'll pay her back when I'm ready. Calm down there, friend. I'll pay. Tell Harren that she'll have her gold.
We may not have as much to offer as... Thank you. He's not a bad man, just bad with his coins and his drink. My husband Dagger. I have a couple of Ranmir's things that he traded to us back when he was still paying regularly. I say you've earned them. Until next time.
Sure. I'm attorney Beck.
Fancy yourself
Why would you want to
adventuring?
even
I
speak
presume
to
you're
me?
bothering me,
Just as well.
and you
Doubt
think
your
that I
combat
care.
prowess
I
would
don't
prove
believe in
valuable
getting
in
my
a real
hands
battle
dirty.
anyway.
You have people that handle those sort of things. Use them.
Glad you're here. I think some of these people are beginning to suspect who I am. Are you ready to face the Guild? Keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what to expect when we enter the cistern. Time for talk.
You better have a damn good reason to be here with that murderer.
Please, lower your weapons so we can speak. I have proof that you've all been misled.
No tricks, Karliah, or I'll cut you down where you stand. Now what's this so-called proof you speak of?
I have Dallas's journal. I think you'll find its contents disturbing.
Let me see. No, it can't be. This can't be true. I've known Mercer too long.
It's true, Brynjolf. Every word. Mercer's been stealing from the Guild for years, right under your noses.
There's only one way to find out if what the lass says is true. Delvin, I'll need you to open the vault.
Wait just a blessed moment, Bryn. What's in that book? What did it say?
It says Mercer's been stealing from our vault for years. Gallus was looking into it before he was murdered.
How can Mercer open up a vault that needs 2 keys? It's impossible. Could he pick his way in?
That door has the best puzzle locks money can buy. There's no way it can be picked open.
You didn't need to pick it up.
What's she on about?
Use your key on the vault, Delvin. We'll open it up and find out the truth.
I've used my key, but the vault's still locked up tighter than a drum. Now use yours.
It's gone. Everything's gone. Get in here, all of you.
The gold, the jewels, it's all gone.
Son of a bitch! I'll kill him!
Vex, put it away, right now. We can't afford to lose our heads. We need to calm down and focus.
Do what he says, Vex. This ain't helping right now.
Fine. We do it your way. For now.
Delvin, Vex, watch the flagon. If you see Mercer, come tell me right away.
Oh, you're back.
Look, before I help you track Mercer down, I need to know what you learned from Karliah. I mean, everything. I feared that was the case. From that last entry in Gallus's diary, it looks like he was getting close to exposing Mercer to the Guild. Anything else? Trying to make Mercer look bad in front of Maven, eh? Clever lass. Was there anything else? What? Nightingales? But I always assumed they were just a tale. A way to keep the young footpads in line. Was there anything else she told you? Then I have an important task for you. I need you to break into Mercer's home and search for anything that could tell us where he's gone. Aye, a gift from the Blackbriars after they kicked the previous family out. A place called Riftweald Manor. He never stays there, just pays for the upkeep on it. Hired some lout by the name of Vold to guard the place. Be careful, lad. This is the last place in Skyrim I'd ever want to send you. Just find a way in, get the information and leave. Better question would be, what did he leave? Mercer took everything, even all of our plans. Before Mercer took over, Gallus started collecting every bit of material he could on locations the Guild could heist. Museums, keeps, estates, you name it. By the time Mercer... I don't have a clue. That door is impenetrable. Without 2 keys, it's impossible to open. I have a key, Delvin has a key, and Mercer has a key. Good question. I've only set foot inside a few times myself. If you can get past his trained watchdog, I think you're... No. I'd wager a well-placed shot at the ramp's mechanism would look... Huh. That'd be Vold. Mercer's hold... Talk to Vex. She used to know